good evening. Well, here we are, we're back in my bathroom, and you know what that means. It's time to drink a beer. Guess what? Tonight, we are going to drink something for the very first time, just like we always do in these. But this one is special because I had been around this beer my entire life, but I've never drank it, and I really don't know why, but I never had an opportunity to try it, and there's a hair. But now I'm going to, so we're gonna have some Guinness. Now, this one said that it was a draft. I thought that meant it was out of a tap, so the fact that it's in a bottle doesn't change that it's not draft. I don't know what exactly they're trying to mean by that, but I've never had Guinness. Bill hates it. He said it's like the worst thing he's ever had in his life, but he doesn't really like dark, heavy beers, so look at that foam. I was gonna get a glass. Dang, I was gonna get a glass and see the color. I did have it in the freezer a long time. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. I had to shut the heat vent because it's burning. I am burning in here. Okay, it's got that chocolatey, dark. Next week I'm gonna have to have a lighter beer because I had a dark one last week and I'm gonna have a dark one again. So anyway, regardless, let's try it. Now this is something that I have never realized before. When I have tried beers in the past, there was always a certain sweetness to it. Not really sweet, I don't know how to explain it, but I never noticed the sweetness until it wasn't there. It's like the same thing with spaghetti or chili or something like that. Mostly spaghetti. You don't realize you miss the sugar until the sugar's not there. Seriously, you would not know that there was sugar in there, and that's what made it taste so good. Sprinkle a little sugar in your spaghetti sauce next time and taste the difference. Seriously, don't put too much in though, because then it'll just be weird. Don't make it weird. But honestly, that's kind of what this reminds me of. I never realized that beers had a certain sweetness to them that was okay until I tasted a beer that seemed like it was lacking in that, you know, like sweetness aspect. And that's how this one is. I first tasted it expecting like a lot of a burst of different flavors and just very strong something, but it's not. I cannot believe how easy that is to drink. I keep expecting the bite at the end, but there's no bite. I think I know what it is. I'm tasting this like it's a stout, but my tongue is tasting like lager, like a light lager. I can definitely tell that it's dark, but for something that's dark and it's a stout, it is easy going on the tongue. Seriously, just like nothing. I know a lot of people love Guinness. It actually doesn't have that much flavor. I think that's the problem. Like, I can't taste anything. Let me try again. I hardly taste anything. I don't know if my taste buds are messed up or whatever. I hardly taste anything in this beer, but it's still like good, you know what I mean? In all honesty, I don't think it's that good. For me, this particular one, I need to like look up and find out what's going on with this thing, because I don't know if because it's a draft that it doesn't taste as good and that other Guinness is better, but this one, sorry about you, but it's nothing special. It's got like hardly any flavor. Seriously. I taste like nothing. Regardless, I don't know if I even have time for a story. I don't know what to talk about though. That's the problem. That's what it all comes down to. So how about this? There was a time in my youth, very young. It was the very first time I ever really got drunk. There was the first time I got drunk at my brother's. That was like my first drunk. That was the very first time I had ever been intoxicated. But the first time I got plastered, I was with my cousin. I guess I'll leave her name out of it because we didn't want to bring that up, you know what I'm saying? Let me just say the night consisted of cups of mixed drinks. I think that's what we're doing, mixed drinks. And you know, when you mix your drinks, you don't you don't come out on top, you know what I'm saying? You come out on bottom of the bathroom floor, vomiting all night. A couple of things I remember from that night. Crawling most of the time, because when you get too drunk, your legs don't work. Remember crawling past the bathroom. I just look in there and he's sitting on the toilet and he's got a bowl in his lap like this. And the next morning he told me that it was coming out both ends. So he just sat there with a bowl on the toilet so that he could do it both at the same time. We also tried to watch Toy Story 2, which at that time I had never seen it before. This was years ago. This was 10 years ago. And like laying on the floor, and I just kept pointing at it and repeating everything that Woody was saying. Yeah. I look like Miranda sings for real. Well, it's creepy when your camera decides to focus on the window behind you. What's back there? Probably the worst decision of my life that night was to wake up probably an hour after we all went to bed, crawl through the hallway into the kitchen to the fridge and grab the first thing I saw and chug it, which was a Slim Fast. A Slim Fast. Which was a mistake, because if everything else didn't make me vomit, that sure did. And then I felt really bad about it the next morning because it was my cousin's boyfriend's mom's Slim Fast. That stuff isn't cheap. And in a drunken rage, I drank it. Not really rage. Bottom line is, I felt way worse than I ever have. And I tried to keep it from my mom and told her that I thought I was coming down with the flu. You could literally like see the alcohol fumes like coming off of me in the morning. So it was obvious that I was still drunk probably and had the worst hangover of my life. And this, you know, I don't really like talking about this while I'm drinking a beer. This kind of makes me feel sick, especially since I just ate some ice cream and it's like mixing with this beer and it's not good. Well, this was Beer Time with Betsy. If you enjoyed, click the like button and I'll see you next week. Good night, YouTube. Can we get a little brighter in here, please? Please, can I get a little brighter? I think that would be a great idea, thanks. But you better focus on me and get me a little brighter, thank you. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, it's so nice.